All right, so let's talk about the SEC kind of as a whole, because for my money, I think that this is the best conference at the top, at least the most competitive at the top, and it's the league race that I am the most excited to see. I think Kentucky's good enough to win the league. I think Auburn's good enough to win the league. I think Alabama's good enough to win the league. I think Tennessee's probably good enough to win the league, and everything we've seen from LSU tells us that they might be good enough to win the league as well. There's 5 teams there that I think are good enough to win this conference. So tell me who's the best. RC, I'm going to you first.
I'm going to Auburn. I think Auburn is the best team. I love their guard play, with Katie Johnson and Wendell Green. And I think Jabari is a matchup nightmare for just about anybody. And now that you got Kessler defending, playing against that guy at Carolina and seeing what he's doing right now, he's made a tremendous leap. I knew his reputation coming in high school. I just didn't see it last year at UNC. And to see Kessler defending, he's averaging nearly 4 blocks a game right now. They're doing it on the defensive end. We know they're going to score, but we know they're going to defend. I think getting Flanagan back, I think they're the best team right now in the league.
Yeah. Carter?
Yeah, I'll echo that too. I think they would be in the running for it before Flanagan even coming back. But with Flanagan coming back, I think this team has what it takes. You got a top 3 solidified. You can make an argument for number 1 pick in Jabari Smith. He's special. That's just the only way you can put it. He's a special type prospect. And then you have the guard play at Wendell Green, and then Katie Johnson. There's probably no other player in the country that I'd rather go on the floor and go to war with than Katie Johnson. That dude's just a winner, a dog. What does T.O. say about him? He runs on nightmare fuel.
Yeah, nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know what nightmare fuel was until I watched Katie Johnson, and I was like, yeah, you're right. He does run a nightmare fuel.
There's never been a player that was more perfectly suited to playing for Bruce Pearl. Than Katie 100%. Johnson. But look, to me, it's Walker Kessler turning into maybe the best rim protector in college basketball is what has taken this team and turned them from being really good to being okay, Auburn might actually be able to win a national title this year. And I don't think that that's a hot take, because the way that they can get out and pressure, the way that they can kind of overwhelm you with their athleticism and physicality on the perimeter, doing all that with a guy that's going to erase everything at the bucket makes you a really, really difficult defense to play against. And you combine all of that with the fact that Katie Johnson can kind of get wherever he wants, whenever he wants to. Wendell Green has shown the ability to go out and hit 3 or 4 straight threes in a row. Alan Flanagan is a stud, is a pro, is going to play in the NBA, was a preseason all SEC guy. And by the way, you got a dude by the name of Jabari Smith. That is a really, really good team. I really like Kentucky. I think that they're, as they grow, they're going to end up being a top 10 team when things are all said and done. Alabama, they are what they are. When they're hitting, they're impossible to play against. LSU, great defensively. I'm not completely bought in, but they're better than I thought they were going to end up being. And then, Tennessee they play so damn hard and they can kind of wear you down. But that Auburn team, I think that they're different.
Yeah, they're special. I think the main point of why they're special is because you just named 4 or 5 guys before you even got to their number 1 pick. If all else fails, if Wendell Green's off, if Katie Johnson's off, if Flanagan's off, let's throw it to our number 1 pick who's 6'10", who can score from anywhere on the floor. That's a great strategy. That's a great ace to have in the back pocket. That's a tough team.
The guy that's going to be the best player, or the number 1 pick in the draft. It's you know what? He's our last option.
Yeah, just go get us one, Jabari, and he will.